After School Operations, Boys and Girls Club of North Central Florida. Supervision and Protection. No one-on-one contact policy. Policy statement. The Boys and Girls Club of North Central Florida is committed to providing a safe environment through supervision and protection. To ensure safe supervision, club personnel, including staff, volunteers, and board members, shall not be alone with individual club members. Staff shall not initiate one-on-one contact with a member. Staff shall not be alone with individual members. Have a private meeting or communication with a member. This includes person meetings and virtual communication such as texting, video chat, and social media. Transport one member at a time without another staff member present. This includes personal and private vehicles. Staff shall ensure meetings and communications, in person and virtual, between members and staff and volunteers include at least 3 individuals. Ensure in-person meetings take place in areas where other staff and or members are present. Communicate to another staff if an emergency situation arises. Supervision. Boys and Girls Club in North Central Florida is committed to providing a safe environment. All club activities and program spaces shall always be under continuous supervision by sight or sound. Restroom supervision by an appropriate adult staff 18 or over. To ensure appropriate supervision, staff and volunteers must abide by the prohibition of private one-on-one interaction policy, must abide by all the organization's disciplinary policies and procedures, must ensure that at least one adult staff 18 and over are present when supervising members, must always maintain proper supervision ratios, must be trained on appropriate supervision tactics and behavior patterns, must ensure that all staff and volunteers are supervised by an adult 18 and over staff member. Immediately notify club leadership and or submit written reports detailing supervision issues, accidents, or critical incidents. Never use electronic devices such as cell phones, PDAs, or other communication devices while supervising members unless for club purposes, as defined in the Acceptable Technology Use Policy. Staff to Member Ratio Policy. School-Age Children. Policy Statement. The Boys and Girls Club in North Central Florida is committed to providing a safe environment through supervision and protection. To ensure supervision, appropriate staff to member ratios shall be maintained at all times. Staff shall not use electronic devices such as cell phones or other communication devices while supervising members. Not leave members unattended. Staff shall abide by the organization's one-on-one contact policy, abide by the organization's disciplinary policies and procedures, ensure at least 3 individuals are present when supervising members, maintain proper ratios at all times, be trained on appropriate supervision tactics and behavior patterns, ensure all member volunteers are supervised by an adult staff member, immediately notify club leadership and submit written reports detailing supervision issues or incidents. Supervision and Protection. Staff to Member Ratio Policy. School-Age Children. Policy Statement. The Boys and Girls Club in North Central Florida is committed to providing a safe environment through supervision and protection. To ensure supervision, appropriate staff to member ratios shall be maintained at all times. For after-school programs, there should be no more than 20 members for every staff member. To allow for fluctuations in member attendance, the target for class sizes will be an average daily attendance of 15 members per staff member. If one class exceeds 20 members per staff on any given day, the additional members will be assigned to a class that has less than 20 members. In the rare instance that all classes exceed 20 members, administrative staff will fill in to maintain appropriate ratios. Staff shall not use electronic devices such as cell phones or other communication devices while supervising members. Not leave members unattended. Staff shall abide by the organization's one-on-one contact policy, abide by the organization's disciplinary policies and procedures, ensure at least 3 individuals are present when supervising members, maintain proper ratios at all times, be trained on appropriate supervision tactics and behavior patterns, ensure all member volunteers are supervised by an adult staff member, immediately notify club leadership and submit written reports detailing supervision issues or incidents. Supervision and protection, minor youth worker. Policy statement: Boys and Girls Clubs of North Central Florida is committed to providing a safe environment for youth workers. As part of that commitment, the organization implements policies, procedures, and training for the protection of youth workers and all club members. Definitions: Youth worker is used as an umbrella term to describe all minors defined as youth under the age of 18 who work in clubs as work-based learning participants. The language below describes how youth workers will be permitted to work at Boys and Girls Clubs of North Central Florida. Role of the youth workers at the club: to serve as tutors and mentors to youth as assigned by staff, to provide support in educational activities as assigned by staff, to provide guidance and role modeling to youth through displaying appropriate behaviors conducive to positive youth development, to monitor and report areas such as hallways for safety concerns, to provide clerical work as assigned by staff, perform basic housekeeping as assigned, perform grounds maintenance and cleanup work, including using a vacuum cleaner or floor mop, but not a power-driven mower or cutter. Supervision and protection. Restroom safety policy for school-aged children. Policy statement: The Boys and Girls Club of North Central Florida is committed to the safety and supervision of members. Restrooms shall be regularly monitored by designated staff at a schedule set by club leadership. Monitoring includes walkthroughs and inspections at least each hour. Club shall prohibit mixed age groups, children, teens, and adults from sharing a restroom. Limit the number of restroom users at one time. Position staff near restroom entries. Implement a restroom inspection and monitor schedule. Staff shall use restrooms at designated intervals to ensure they are not using restrooms at the same time as members. Abide by all staff codes of conduct. Enforce the organization's restroom code of conduct. Intervene and notify club leadership should inappropriate conduct be observed. Ensure restrooms are regularly cleaned and sanitized. Staff observing unacceptable restroom conditions shall immediately notify club leadership. Notify site director immediately concerning repairs. Document in writing restroom conduct incidents and report them to the club leadership as soon as possible. All facility entries and exits shall be controlled and monitored by paid adult staff, 18 and over, during all hours of operation, along with a system to monitor and track everyone who is in the facility. All exit doors shall have an audible alarm to discourage unauthorized use to exit or enter the facility. Only designated adult staff 18 or over shall be authorized to possess keys and or badges to open any facility. If an employee is supervising a scheduled activity, they shall be responsible for the security of their program space. Supervision. General supervision procedures. Supervision when staff are using the restroom. When a staff member or volunteer needs to use the restroom, they must ensure another staff covers their group. The staff member or volunteer covering the group must be aware they are in charge of the group until the other staff member or volunteer returns. Supervision when members are on the playground. Staff and volunteers shall actively supervise club members while on the playground. Staff and volunteers will set clear boundaries and expectations. During structured playground time, staff and volunteers will actively lead a game or activity. During uninstructed playground time, staff and volunteers will remain on their feet and actively walking through the playground area. Staff and volunteers will quickly intervene if members are engaging in unsafe behaviors on the playground. Supervision. General supervision procedures. Supervision during off-site activities. Staff and volunteers shall provide active supervision during all off-site activities. Adult-to-child ratios must be maintained during off-site activities with the addition of one extra adult to help provide direct supervision. The individual could be a parent volunteer as long as that person is under direct and constant supervision of a screened and trained child care personnel. During off-site activities, staff will establish boundaries and ensure that members stay within boundaries. Staff will require members to use the buddy system. Staff and volunteers will maintain visual and audio contact with members during all off-site activities. Off-site activities will be planned with member ages and ability levels in mind. A first aid kit must be taken on all off-site activities. At least one off-site staff must be CPR certified. Members' whereabouts while at the club. All members will be assigned to a staff member in a group. Group assignments will be made based upon age, maturity, and needs of the child. Once assigned to a group, the staff member in charge of the group assumes full responsibility for the members in their group. Members will use hall passes if they need to use the restroom, get a drink, or call home. Members are required to stay with their group at all times. Staff will ensure that members stay within the predetermined boundaries of each activity area. Supervision. General supervision procedures. Supervision and knowledge of all members in a group. Staff shall be aware of how many members are in their assigned group at all times. Staff must have knowledge of the exact number of members that are in that care at all times. Staff member children supervision. All club staff members' children must go to their assigned group. Staff members are not permitted to bring children to the club unless they are club members participating in club activities. Any questions? Please ask your supervisor.